Hey, Grace Point family, we are back at the GPRead program. It is week number 22, the book of Deuteronomy, chapters 10 through 19 this week, as well as your readings in the book of Proverbs. Now, before we get into the content for this week and a little bit of a preview of what you're going to be reading, I want to remind you you're reading documents and instructions that were given by God Himself to a people who have never been a nation before. Millions of people who are trying to construct the basis for their society, and God Himself is instructing them. So you're going to receive a hodgepodge of information here, the way it's constructed in Deuteronomy. Don't let the random seeming nature of it fool you. God has a very intentional purpose here. He's going to teach the people from the beginning of this section about His holiness. And He starts out doing that by having Moses recreate the Ten Commandments on the tablets of stone. Because if you remember, in his anger, he broke them when he saw that the people had turned away in idolatry. And so God has him re-chisel those himself by hand, and he brings them to the people. Along with that are all kinds of instructions about how to love and serve the Lord, how to do so in proper ways, and how to avoid things that are improper. And why are they improper? Well, many times it's because they're based on the character or the nature of the gods that the people around them worshiped. And God is saying your behavior when it comes to worship, civil interactions, societal norms, all are supposed to reflect me. And so I'm giving you instruction to help you know how to do that. Along with that, you're going to hear warnings about various things, including idolatry. It's a repeated theme throughout the Old Testament that idolatry is the downfall. What is idolatry? Well, it's lifting some other deity up to take the place of God. And it doesn't have to be a deity, it could be another thing that you love, maybe is even a good thing, but is out of order in terms of its priority. God has to be at the very top, the very central focus of our faith and of our life. You notice that's woven into this whole thing. Is these instructions are not just spiritual in nature. There's some that are social, some that are health related, some that are legal, and they all are intended to weave the nature of God, Yahweh, into the lives of his people. You're going to continue reading and seeing how they set up the priests and the judges, how they provide for those people. You're going to read about a sabbatical year where everybody gets kind of a reset button on their debts and on their ownership of land and all that to kind of reset the stage so that no one finds themselves in abject poverty. It's really kind of a cool way that Israel was set up. You're also going to hear a prophecy about a prophet like Moses who is going to come. And this is speaking of Jesus, the Messiah, way in advance, giving Israel that promise that God has a bigger plan, even than what he's giving them right at that moment. Friends, this is a wonderful section of scripture. You're going to hear a lot of things you've heard in Leviticus or in Numbers before, but just keep reading. Notice the differences, the nuances, and recognize that God in his love is giving these instructions for his people's good. Now, one thing I want to point out to you, there is a section in here where the kings are told once they sit on the throne, they are to handwrite something with their own hand. Pay attention. What is it they're supposed to handwrite? And what are they supposed to do with it? And then think ahead to your knowledge of what happens in Israel's history. Do you think the kings actually did what they were told? God bless you, friends. Keep plugging away at Proverbs. Let that wisdom soak into you as you get into it. And we will talk again next week.